So I'm out here running some errands in the Supra, and I happen to come across one of my favorite types of vehicle. This is a vintage Snowcat. This one looks like it used to be owned by San Pete County Search and Rescue, based on the faded stickers on the side. But these things are obviously cool. You don't need me to tell you that. It rides on tracks. It uses two levers to control it, so no steering wheel, just two levers in there. Can you see that? There you go. Yeah, so one lever, I imagine, controls the left track, and another lever controls the right track. So pretty easy and intuitive to drive. If you've ever driven a remote-controlled tank, or, well, maybe a real tank, or maybe a real Bobcat, you can see how this thing would be controlled. But what's really cool about these is the backstory. So this one, I thought it probably was. It doesn't have any badging on the outside, but if you look on the inside at the dashboard, you can see that LMC 1500 emblem. There you go. There's a good view of it. Right there at the tip of my finger. There, you can see it. LMC 1500. And if that logo looks familiar, that's because this Snowcat was built by, oh boy, can't remember the actual name of the vehicle, but it was a company that was owned by John DeLorean at the same time the Delorean Motor Company, or DMC, was in its heyday, if you could call it a heyday. And owning this, DeLorean just changed it. I think it was Logan Manufacturing, or these were built up in Logan, Utah. And John DeLorean bought the company. Some people believe that he used it for money laundering. There's some rumors out there and some stories out there, and I can't say for sure. All I can do is speak to the fact that there are theories out there that DeLorean used this Snowcat company, LMC, which was his little pet project. He claimed to be a Snowcat enthusiast, which that's understandable. These are cool. But it was right around the time when Delorean Motor Company was apparently, and don't quote me on this because I'm a little hazy on the story, was apparently losing a lot of money, and people were wondering where it was going. And one of the theories is that he funneled it through his Snowcat company. So I think the coolest tie in there, and the one that we know for sure, is that the LMC logo is actually meant to mimic the DMC logo used for the Delorean Motor Company, and that's because John DeLorean owned both companies. So I wrote a story on this for Auto Trader a couple years ago. I will link it in the description. It's more fact-based than the rambling recollection I just gave. But yeah, you can learn a little bit more about the tie-in there via that. But cool little Snowcat here. Really cool, actually. On the other side, there's a gas tank. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's like an auxiliary gas tank. There you go. And give you a look inside. So there's two seats up front, and then some seats along the side, it looks like, kind of like the old school Land Rover Defender seating. And some storage in the back. You can see the engine. Not sure what kind it would be, but this one looks like it's in some state of repair. And it'll be cool to see this thing fully restored someday. There's I think a Wall Street Journal article a while back about how affluent individuals with mountain homes are taking a liking to these and buying them and restoring them for private use. So anyway, cool little LMC 1500 Snowcat.